think with quite a style.
Yes, quite a style.
The first not
Yes,
sweet.
Aaron.
Here we are. This fly was so crazy.
The world? How could you be that close to one another? That was insane after all that race.
Amazing. Zwei von drei, die es je geschafft haben, Kriegel zu schlagen.
Ja, genau. Ja. Da, Lars, gratuliere. Kriegel. Oh, geil. Bravo. Jawohl. I hack all of my team.
Yes.
Now there is this flow and this unbelievable happiness.
Dat is ook schon durch am Weg gewesen. It went so fast, and we imagined that it can be possible today, but then everything went that perfect.
In fourth place, what an achievement for this 8-time champion athlete. What?
How many Ks? Really? No. To goal? 86 kilometers to goal. Maybe we will reach the goal by flight, but maybe not. But at least tomorrow. I'm happy, exhausted, but happy. Still happy.
Good evening and welcome to Zelmzee, where I am here with Remy Bourdelle, who arrived literally just half an hour ago, sneaked in between the storm clouds. Remy, congratulations, rookie, you made it to goal in 6th place. What an achievement.
Yeah, thanks. It's amazing for me. It's a dream. It's a true now. I like it.
And what's really amazing is just how you got here, because in the last 48 hours, I was talking to your supporter Guillaume. He told me you hiked 105 kilometers. You climbed how many? 4,500 meters.
Yeah.
And how much sleep did you have?
Maybe 20 minutes.
Oh, so how do you feel? I mean, your legs you must be so exhausted.
No, not because with the adrenaline, it's work. But I think for tomorrow is not good.
Yeah, that's probably true. And did you achieve what you set out to achieve this race? Were you hoping for a top 10?
My focus is just to finish the race because it's very, very complicated. It's not the easy highway for flying, and for finish at the 6th position, it's not a dream, but I'm really happy. But it's not my focus.
What was the hardest part of this race?
For me, it's for the second day when we fly on the North Fun and the Italy part. It's very stressful. Because it's at the limit for flyable or not, and I'm very happy because I found my limit, and when it's very too strong, I go landing on the Merano Valley, and finally I finished by walk. And when I saw some another athlete to fly behind,
you were quite happy to be on the ground.
Yeah. It's for me, the security is very important.
Yes. And best moment for you?
The best moment is maybe when I pass on the area, Zermatt area. I need to climb and going in the Italy, and it's very stressful but interesting because the thunderstorm is coming and we have the airspace for the limitation, and I pass with 1 or 2 margin the pass, and it's work. And if I don't pass, I think it's really shit because I land on the glacier and the race is finished for me. Yeah.
You're from Chamonix. You've done some of the longest flights ever from the Chamonix area. So was it good did you feel like you were in home territory to Les Deux Alpes and back after Mont Blanc?
Yeah, but finally at the beginning of the race, I'm all the time in the first group, and when we arrive in the French part, I manage the one option just for me, and it doesn't work, and I lose the first group. But it's not a problem; it's a game.
Yeah. So was your local knowledge a help to you, or did it work against you having all that local knowledge of the French mountains?
For me, if you know your area, is not a good position because for everybody to discover the new area, have an option. You don't see this option, and it's better.
And what are you most looking forward to now? What are you most looking forward to? Like a meal? Is there something you want to eat?
Just 2 things. 1 pizza and sleep maybe 12 hours, or I don't know.
Yeah. Pizza and sleep 12 hours. Yeah. It sounds like a good one. Yeah. Well, Remy, fantastic. Congratulations. Yeah. A super amazing flight coming down, and well done. It's starting to rain here, you can probably see. Yeah. So you did well to get here. And I should probably tell you that the float blew away in the storm, so that's why there was a delay in getting you down here. So, but well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll let you go.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. Thank you. Amazing clip of Remy now coming up, and he's just getting hugged by his team, and amazing to have Remy. I mean, just to say again how far he hiked, 105 kilometers, 4,500 meters of ascent, and here is this beautiful flight for him down to the landing, the finishing float, emotional scenes as he's hugging his teammates. And so Remy Bourdelle, 6th place. Just now let's have a look at the rest of the leaderboard. So he arrives in 6th place, the 6th athlete, and the 2nd French athlete to arrive here in Zell-am-Zee into goal. The other one being, of course, Damien Lacaze, who arrived in 5th place after a great recovery from that 6-hour penalty that he got earlier for infringing airspace. So the leaderboard, as it looks right now, is, of course, as we know, Aaron Duragatti. And stay tuned because he's here and we're going to have a chat with him in just a second. In 2nd place was Lars, and 3rd was Simon. Someone called, so Kriegel Maurer 4th, Damien and Remy 4th and 5th. 5th and 6th. Patrick von Kennel is 7th, and Tobias Grossrabacher currently in 8th place. They could be here as late as early morning tomorrow. They're only about 35 kilometers out. Nicola Heiniger and Tanguy Renaud-Good, 9th and 10th place respectively, currently are about 100 kilometers out. So they're going to have a bit of a battle. Tomorrow is going to be very, very windy. So it's going to be very, very difficult flying. Wednesday's looking like a good day, and that will be the last chance for athletes to make as much distance as they can. Thursday, it's looking like the weather is going to close in again. Now, at the back of the field, we have Céline Lawrence. She is likely to be eliminated tomorrow. That's the last of the mandatory eliminations. In other news as well, we have there are no night passes, so no further night passes. That's one of the quirks of the rules. No night passes 24 hours after the first athlete makes goal. So we now have a pre-recorded feature on Damien Lacaze. So that's coming up in just a second. So hopefully that will give a highlight and an insight into Damien Lacaze's 3rd Red Bull X-Alps.
When Damien Lacasse came spiraling down into Lermoos on day 8 of the Red Bull X-Alps at 14:31, he already had 128 kilometers behind him, and when he settled into camp that night, he'd covered 195 kilometers. Even more impressive, he did it after a long night of sleep and a late start. Due to an airspace infraction penalty near St.Moritz in France, he had to wait 6 hours to begin racing.
Yeah, we slept quite well because of the penalty. So we woke up at 8. It was good. And took off at 11 and the day was perfect. It was forecasted a very good XCC day and it was. So the flight until Lermoos was fast. And then I took off again from Lermoos quite quickly because we find a takeoff below than the others.
Damien, do you have any chances to catch up with the leading pack?
I think it will be difficult.
Allez, let's go. Allez, allez, fais ça bien.
On day 8, he pulled his night pass to place himself on an ideal takeoff for a morning hop, followed by a 60-kilometer flight to Schmittenhöhe with average speeds of up to 40 kilometers an hour.
I made a mistake with the north wind and this wave smashed me just before the Innsbruck valley. So it was very hard because in my mind I was already in Zelensee. I thought we will finish the race tonight, and so it was difficult to accept. And finally I had a perfect flight in soaring on the north face of Innsbruck Ridge until I'm forced to jump the ridge and land, and I win maybe 30 k's. So it was a good move, at least. And now I don't know how many k's. Really? No. To goal? 86 kilometers to goal. Tomorrow morning we'll glide down from the mountain over there. And then hike again to try to make a short flight before the cold front, the thunderstorm coming between 12 and 4 and 2. So if we are a bit lucky, maybe we will reach the goal by flight, but maybe not. But at least tomorrow.
Damien getting flushed down south from the north winds and following ridge hop moves actually proved quite fruitful. He didn't win the race, but he can claim the fastest time from St. Moritz to goal in Zelensee, even with the penalty. He's now a 2-time Red Bull X-Alps finisher. Congratulations to the Frenchman.
Damien, tell us how you're doing.
I'm happy. Exhausted. Sorry. I'm happy, exhausted, but happy. It was so difficult the 2 last days because my quadriceps is almost dead. I can't walk anymore, and so I really need for this flight. If not, I don't know how to reach the goal. Yeah, and it's so painful for 3 days now, and so it's done. I'm happy with that. In 3 X-Alps, it's my first time flying, and I think I have to hurry up because I feel some rain already.
Yeah, we'll let you go. Thank you so much, Damien. And here we are.
Woo! Woo! Thank you very much.
We're now joined by the new Italian champion, Aaron Duragatti. Aaron, congratulations. You've been trying to win this race since 2013. What took you so long?
Yeah, like you said, I really try since now many years, many editions. This is the 7th edition. And in these 13 years, many things happen. But yeah, I learn every X-Alps a little bit. I had to change totally my strategy because of my knee. I definitely learn more to know myself and to get a better feeling of lines, of flying in the wind and flying in extreme condition. And yeah, every X-Alps was a little step and a little stone, which in the end lead to the winning of yesterday.
What did you get right in this race? What really worked for you?
Actually, nothing special. It just nothing didn't work or something. I mean, it worked just everything, and I didn't have like normally. For example, the last X-Alps, I had actually a good X-Alps, but one day it was a combination of really bad timing and a bit of bad luck, and I get stopped in Chamonix while Krieger and Maxime pass over the thunderstorm, and the guys behind me, they had good weather till Chamonix, so they catch up. And when I took off, I was a bit too early. I was not thermal, and I bombed, and they came 20 minutes later and just flew over the Mont Blanc, and I had to walk over. So, yeah, kind of every X-Alps, it happened one day where, either my mistake or not perfect timing, I lost the first. While this year I was actually almost on every turning point, either on the very first or first. And yeah, I keep this flow all the way.
And what is your strategy? Because 2 years ago, I mean, a lot of athletes, they have, they've got all their instruments set up, they've got people helping them, feeding them information. You tend to do things a little bit differently, don't you? You like to sort of work it out yourself. You don't have supporters who are kind of telling you where to go. And also, you're not a kind of instruments guy, are you? You prefer to just look at the sky and go on feeling.
Yeah, by the way, a little bit of help this time. For example, on some tricky point, I could call the supporter of Nicola Donini, Michele, to ask him a few things like airspace, which I'm really, really bad on it. Yeah, but generally I try to put more on me the decision, and but still the team is super important. It's not that I don't have a team. I have a team around, but we are a little bit more freestyle. For example, I don't know, like we had a talk with Bernie from Berner, which is the application we are using, super good. And yeah, he showed us that we could put some point in the maps, and to put, for example, to make this line you need this altitude, and for this valley you need this wind, and we didn't have nothing like this. Like for me it's just, yeah, the day before I watch the weather and I think, okay, I'm gonna fly like this. Then I stand up, I see the sky, and I fly.
And also, you famously, you hate hiking on the flat. You're obviously great in the mountains. Clearly you were first up in the Hahnenkamm, very strong uphill. But were you worried when this bad weather came in a couple of days ago and you're looking like it's going to be long distances on the flat?
Yeah, so for sure, walking in the flat, it's not my strongest point, because now actually I can walk, but I want to save myself, my knee, my joint generally. So I always try to do more hike and fly. In the end, we had one day, the day of St. Moritz, where I had to walk, but also there I did, actually I took off, fly down to the lake, then I did another hike, and then I managed to fly almost all the way to St. Moritz. So I didn't walk much in the flat.
Because it was only a few years ago that a doctor told you that you had to give up. Is that right?
Yeah, it was 2017. After this X-Alps where I had to stop racing. Basically my cartilage are so used from my ski career before and all my lifestyle. And
you push hard.
Yeah.
You've been writing checks your body can't cash, as the saying goes.
And I mean, it was a very famous doctor, so it was a really hard time of my life because he told me strict and clear, you are done. So you can search a job in the office and you are done as an athlete. But yeah, from there, 17, 18, 19 was 2 really tough years. I try many different therapy and things. I train a lot, and little by little, thanks therapy, thanks good people around me which follow me, and the training center of Red Bull, and a lot of training. I build up muscle, which are basically holding together everything, and yeah, now I'm good. Yeah. But it was a long journey. So like in 19 X-Alps, I was lucky in a way that the weather was flyable every day. I did over the whole X-Alps less than 20 kilometers in the flat.
Yeah, we remember that.
Yeah.
But we cannot imagine an Aeron Duragatti in an office. That would be like a torture for you.
Yeah.
You should write to the doctor and say, "Here I am, I just won the Red Bull X-Alps."
Yeah.
Has it sunk in? Have you got a sense of the feeling now? Is it a good feeling? I mean, it must be
yeah,
pretty amazing.
It's amazing. I mean, I have won 2 super final. When I was a kid, X-Alps was still not, it didn't exist. So my childhood dream was to win the World Cup, the paragliding World Cup. And yeah, it took me also that couple of years. But in 2013, I became a super final winner in Colombia, was the first time. And this was really my childhood dream, which comes true. But if I compare it now, coming in gold yesterday on the X-Alps as first, it was really super emotional because all the effort I put in the years, and yeah, it was really.
So winning
hard.
Red Bull X-Alps beats being 2 times paragliding World Cup champion.
It's hard to make a compilation, but it was really a strong hit in my heart.
And a thought on the man you defeated, Kriegel Maurer. He's won this race 8 times in a row. What's your impression of him during this race? Was that at the back of your mind? Were you trying to beat? Was it about trying to beat Kriegel, or did you just try and fly your own race?
No, I mean. My goal was to beat everyone, not only Kriegel. The level is super high, and I think really there were these X-Alps 5 guys which could have won after the first, let's say, 4 or 5 days, and Kriegel did amazing. I think this year, maybe for the first time, it was really hard for him, also because of the equipment he had. But he was doing amazing. In the end, they arrived in 1 minute, so he could be second. I took another line, and then.
Tell us about that, because you all arrived at Leermoes together. You all raced up to launch. You were first into Leermoes. Was your plan always to stick north of Innsbruck?
Yeah. So. Before, in the last months, I was also once with Ferdi checking the route, and he was trying to explain me the airspace.
Yeah, so this was even more challenging for you, for someone who's not good on airspace and all that. It's an incredibly bold move.
But that was the point. Like, the day was super good, and I took off first in Leermoes. So I got as first the thermal, then I got way better the thermal than the other, so I separate, Then I went for the turning point Zugspitze, I did it. Then I went deep in the cylinder, so to the Zugspitze I climb. Then I bring myself in the lee, and there it's, I think, 3,200, it's the airspace limit. And it was going up with 5-6 meters, so I was basically forced to push. And because I was so scared from the airspace, and I was calling my friend, how high can I get here? And I couldn't even hear what he told me, so I decided, fuck it, I fly low and super fast. So like I was just flying full bar and escaping the climb to don't get into the airspace. So in the end, I was really, really fast all the way to Aachensee. And then it came to the tricky point, but they explain me how to do. So I know, okay, here I have to be 2.8, then 2.5, and make the cross. And then it gets tricky. When I was on the other side, it was weak. But
then you got an amazing thermal, didn't you? You got one...
Well, it was like 25 kilometers till the Gerlos Pass. I was just flying really low and just passing because I know the other are in 3. They told me, basically when they separated, the friend of mine called me and he told me they separate. And so from there on, I just, I didn't watch anything to see where they are and how they are progressing. I just focus on myself. I didn't have any call, I didn't watch any WhatsApp, nothing, no live tracking. Yeah. I was just on my line and I just say to myself, they will arrive for sure because this route behind, it's way more sure.
When did you know that you had the win? When did you feel secure?
Like 15 kilometers before the goal. No, not even, actually on the last thermal, because when I start for the transition, my glide ratio to the finish on the top, it was 8, which normally should be okay, but there I checked the wind, it was actually on the takeoff, it was headwind. So I was thinking, fuck, 8.
Even then,
I will not make it. So I was already planning that I will land somewhere and have to hike. So I was really not sure. But then, yeah, this was really emotional. I was on the phone with Johanna, and
your girlfriend.
yeah, and I was gliding in the middle of the valley, and on one point I got a line which was magic because I start to go like from glide ratio 5, 6. 10, 11, 15, 20.
Wow.
In the end, I was gliding like a hang glider. And on the very end, I was so high that I could even base jump and track, and I will also make it.
We'll save that for next time. You can base jump out the top onto Schmittner. Look, Aaron, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you so much and congratulations to you and the team. And it's fantastic to have a new winner of Red Bull X-Alps. Are you going to come back again in 2027?
I didn't decide yet. It's very likely, but now I really enjoy this win, and we will see in 2 years.
What are you going to do over the next couple of days?
Yeah, there will be some party around, and yeah, I will have good time.
You will have a good time. Well, look, we'll leave it there. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Yeah, ciao.
Ciao.
And I'll just take that off you. Great. Cool. See you. Well, hope you enjoyed that amazing interview with Aaron Duragati. What a legendary athlete, absolute superstar of Red Bull X-Alps. But a reminder, we still have, where are we, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3.5, 4 days left of this race, and there are still many athletes out there battling to get into goal. How many of them can get here? Well, that's a bit of an unknown. Celine Lawrence is not going to be one of them. She is most likely going to be eliminated tomorrow morning. It's the last mandatory elimination. A word on Andre Prohaska. He had an amazing day yesterday. He flew, well, it's not quite the Red Bull X-Alps record, which is 230 kilometers, but he covered over 200 Ks all the way from Les Deux Alpes, round Les Deux Alpes to Bellinzona, and we've got more details on that on the website, on the stories there. Seabrand Warren, he's also having an amazing race. He was last on the prologue. He's now in 22nd place. We've got a whole gaggle coming through Leermoes tomorrow. Leermoes, of course, celebrates its 10 years as a turn point in this race, and Gavin will be in Leermoes to cover that. I think we've got guys like Uri going to be there, Davide Sassadelli. A couple of other announcements. There have been some airspace infringements. Tommy Friedrich got 12-hour penalty for infringing airspace in Locarno. No more night passes, and yes, that's about it from me. We'll leave it there. That's pretty much sums it up. Anything else, head over to our WhatsApp channel. We've got all the latest wrap-ups there. redbullxalps.com/WhatsApp. That's it from me, Tarquin Cooper, here in Zellemzee. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Got him on vlog.